what you've seen from Blake Mazda and being able to carry up a perfect streak through 9 games now and 15-15. And
Yeah, I think he's done a good job in the offseason developing like we talked about, and I think you and I talked about that early on. I just think his work ethic has paid dividends for him, and he's got a good demeanor to him in terms of just one kick at a time, and that's really what he's been able to approach it that way, and it's been successful.
is it kind of like a no-hitter or a perfect game with a pitcher where you don't want to talk to him about being perfect, or do you think he's conscious of that or thinking about it at all? Or?
We're just so focused on day-to-day what we do. It's not really – I know he is or whatever because I've heard, obviously he's done a great job. But all you do is focus on what can we get better at, where does he need to improve, and he's done that, and I think that's why he's been able to be successful.
Has his range also improved quite a bit from last year? You know that you can send him out for a 50-yarder as opposed to last year. You're maybe a little more hesitant depending on weather and other conditions and whatnot.
Yeah, he's getting better pop on the ball, better lift on the ball, so it makes you a lot more comfortable with that.
And then field goal block, is that something you guys have been working on lately? And did you kind of see something like that coming eventually to be able to get in front of 2 of those?
Well, we work on it every single day. I mean, it's not something we just started working on. We take field goal block. There's a period pre-practice where we work it every single day since fall camp. So, no, it's something we take serious and we drill. But that's one of those plays that it's an effort play, and those guys did a great job with their pad level and effort. And the one kick was pretty low trajectory too, which helped. But no, that's an effort play, and I'm proud of those guys for what they've done.
Coach, Willie Taylor got his first sack last week. Has the lack of sack total, or for at least sacks for Taylor, been disappointing, or has that kind of been something where he's getting there, he's just not quite getting the numbers on the stat line?
Yeah, I think stats sometimes can lie. You flip on the tape, the one RJ got against Oregon, Willie actually countered and the guy flushed, and RJ came from the backside and made that sack. And he's been, he hits the kid against New Mexico State, right? Ball pops up. It would have been a sack fumble. We pick it, because it goes far enough across the line of scrimmage. So, we sit there in stats and say there's no sacks, but the fact of the matter is he's been getting there. And obviously, production, you always want more, right? And we're always pushing him for more, and he wants more. But he's done a nice job of continuing to develop, yeah.
What's the most important thing the coaching staff can do when a team is struggling like this, 1-5? What are you guys really doing as a staff right now this week, the next 3 weeks, to make sure you guys get the most out of the last fourth of the season now?
Yeah, just be consistent in your approach. If you want your players to be consistent, you better be consistent. And I think we've tried to do that as best of our ability, and they're doing a good job this week so far of practicing that way and accepting that that coaching, I think.
Have you guys been able to identify any more leadership on the defensive side of the ball as far as players stepping up and holding other guys accountable, or maybe being more vocal in meeting rooms or whatnot?
Yeah, I think guys are coming on in some regard. We have to make sure, again, it's the same word, consistency. It's got to be every single day, and it can't just be when you feel like it. And same with us as coaches. It's always got to be that way. So I think we're moving in the right direction for sure.
Stanford obviously presents kind of a different challenge with use of tight ends. You guys don't have a lot of that here, but do you think the scouts have given you guys a pretty good look at what you're going to see Saturday?
Yeah, it's always hard to get a look at something that your offense doesn't do, if that makes sense. But I think those guys have done a good job of preparing us, and our kids have done a nice job as well. And they just got to understand it's going to be a physical game. But Stanford's interesting to me because they have the ability now. I mean, they play 11 personnel, different things, and throw it around. Last year they threw the ball quite a bit against us too. So it will be physical, I'm sure, but we still got to be able to prepare to cover and do those different things in the pass rush.
Do you get a sense of if they want to throw the ball more, run the ball more this year? I know last year they kind of strayed from being ground and pound and threw the ball more. Do you get a sense of what this team wants to do based on its strengths?
Yeah, I think, percentages are percentages, but that'll be something that'll be determined as we get into the game. I think they'll probably come in and try to run the ball, but we've got to do a great job of preparing for both. And so ultimately sometimes all those things go out the window once you get into the game, and you've got to kind of adjust on the run. So.
That's good.